Shots fired. Let's see. I'm just pushing everything. Okay, let's see. Let me move this out the way. I'm going to make some adjustments here. There we go. I honor those of y'all who are coming in benevolent energy watching here on YouTube live at Blooming Life at Blooming Tribe, or if you're watching at a later time and date and you're coming in honorable benevolent energy, I honor you for watching. This is actually going to be a preview to the video that's being uploaded. The reading has already been done, so I'm just going to give a little preview to that's uploading. Okay, you all may see the title. I'm not sure if it's showing yet because it's being all processed, but yeah, these karmic women that has been plaguing the honorable feminines have some shocks and surprises. Actually, their whole cult, their whole little community that's been backing and supporting them, nobody sees this coming. Even you, collective, because this is something to do with, this is not, they're not going to have, let me rephrase it. I don't want to give it all away. Let's just say what's going to soon happen within weeks has nothing to do with inheritance, nothing to do with insurance, nothing to do with the things in which is commonly already known, how they've been paying people to do stuff to you, blase, you know, some of them, it doesn't even have anything to do with them having a warrant, because some of them got warrants, but it ain't even got nothing to do with that. It's something that you don't even know, because, and the reason why the collective don't know is because, again, this has been a community effort to basically be bullies to you and your children, okay, by creating all sorts of chaos, conflict, obstacles, stalking, you know, unnecessary stressors, psychological warfare tactics. This has been a collaborative effort. So even though you're pretty damn strong, I mean, it's why they've had to go so damn hard. But even with that being said, I mean, you bleed. So, something is going to bypass you. You're dealing with your children, you're dealing with you know, your animals. You're not perfect. Nobody is on their 100% A game all the time. Okay, you're aware of your surveillancers around you constantly, but you really don't care about that. This is not even pertaining to some of them. Now, some of them, yeah, because some of them are a part of their little crew. Okay, now others of them, no, they're just paid by the fusion centers and given a bogus story about why they're doing it. Okay, now, so this is something small, but it's not small. This is going to be something, like I said, it's nobody, not you, collective, no one. Isn't that strange? Because you all, right now, y'all just, you're dealing with, how they've sabotaged certain things. So you're trying to make the best of those things. So you're focused. You're not trying to, right now, many of you are like myself. You're not trying to focus on every little thing. You can't, I mean, come on, you'll be exhausted if you spent your days and hours trying to look for every little thing these crooks are doing. Okay? So I believe that this is something that has bypassed you and me. And the reason is because what comes out in the read. When it finished uploading, you're going to see, because I was a little stumped by it a little bit. But what came out helped me to understand why I'm like, why am I stumped by it? Why is it hidden from me? So I was like, okay, so what's the deal? And then, yeah, y'all got to see it, because here's what you need to know. It's a trip. It's gonna be small, so fuck. It's always the little things, isn't it? It's gonna be so small. You're clueless. Everybody's clueless. But what you need to know is that it works in your favor. Something about how the guidance is going to end up, or something, and it's not just you. There's going to be other energies outside of you. So it's not something necessarily that you see what I'm saying? But there's something else, and then it's just going to be like out of nowhere. It was a tower. It's going to be like some kind of unexpected legal issue tower that wasn't on their list of already legal. It wasn't on their list of what they already know and perceive. Whether it is they're on a run because they didn't, contact you about money. That's not it. It may be a while before they even from wherever they're a fugitive from, or whatever state. It's going to be a while for some of you before that state, or the corruption, because maybe the corruption in that state is participating. So it might be a while before they get caught in terms of having an actual active warrant, okay, for their arrest in another state. Okay. Um, so just, what I want to say about that when you see the reading is, you guys get some encouragement at the very end of the read. The reading is about maybe 30 to 45 minutes long. There is encouragement, and what you all need to know about the outcome. I got the outcome at the end. And so that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. When this happens, when it all unravels, it's in your favor. These are karmics that are super obsessed with ruining these honorable feminines. And for most of you all is due to the fact that you all, what do abusers do? I'm saying that for the world to just be reminded. I'm going to say these types of things constantly. Abusers, bullies, they don't like being exposed. I don't care how we flip this pancake. At the end of the day, these be people that did you some kind of shitty, and possibly a whole lot of people some kind of shitty, and like really hurt, harmed, and put you or your family in some, what I'm saying, some serious shit. We ain't talking about somebody's just a little prick, or somebody is a little bit arrogant. We're talking about some serious violations, okay, criminal acts, and they be upset when you stand, your boundaries, your assertiveness, and when you tell. And the vengeance is they gonna bully you and do shit covert style and get a bunch of good for nothings to do the same. For hire. They're gonna recruit all the people who they feel may have an issue with you to do the same. Cinching, easy peasy. Okay. Um, And that's what these people have been doing. They are hell bent on ruining you because they started getting consequences for their actions. Okay, some of these people have lost the monies that they had stolen, or they lost relationships. A lot has happened over the years for some of you because you stood in your truth and you put on boundaries, and you stood up for yourself. And so now they're making it their life's goal and mission to ruin you and come take from you everything, because they lost everything that they stole from people. Okay. So they've been the ones infiltrating your life, following you around, you know, um, looking for all of your friends and lovers and places you work and where you or your children live, so that they can ruin it, paying corruption to allow them to have access to your shit, so that they can do that, so that they can take away and step in, because again, they're blaming you. So they're constantly trying to run you off. They're constantly trying to get in your energy, and they're also constantly trying to basically set you up and trap you in some way. These people have been obsessed with you for years, for some of you, and then they recruit other energies that become obsessed with you, obsessed with ruining you, obsessed with scapegoating you, plotting against you. And so whatever this small thing is going to be, I think, what kicks off the rest. That's what I'm thinking is going to end up happening. It's something nobody sees. We don't see, nobody sees. It's small. But I think this is going to be like the domino effect to looking into all these other things. Okay. It's that thing where it's like the obsession. I've said this for some time. The greed, the arrogance, the obsession, all of this eventually takes them there. Their entitlement, their need for blood, their thirst, their unpassion, their unnatural passion and thirst for blood takes them there. They always end there. So check it out. Now, that's the preview. Okay. Now, the rest of this is nothing to do with that. I just want to give a little bit of preview on the reading that's uploading. Y'all know how technology is. Sometimes it takes a shit ton of time. This is one of the reasons why I prefer lives, because for whatever reasons with technology, uploading, downloading, doing all that stuff sometimes takes more than the actual fucking, you know, video that you made. And so it's like, I feel like it's a time waster. So what I'm going to start doing is I'll do the videos and I'll do the upload, but I will come on and do like a little short mini preview so that you all can get the gist of what it's going to be about and have something to look forward to. And then by the time you see the actual video, you'll be able to put those things together. Okay. All right. So now for any of the rest of you that happen to come on the live, or even if you come on later, today is Sunday, October the 19th, 2025. And it is approximately, I don't have it in front of me. It's probably a little bit in the afternoon, maybe between 12 and 1 p.m. in the afternoon or a little later, Central Standard Time. Neither here nor there. Whenever you actually click on the video, hopefully today, I'm hoping that you come on today because my son and I can use your help. Okay, well, let me rephrase that. We can use your co-creating financial gifts and contributions. How about that? Okay. I am, doing what I can diligently to be what I am. Okay. To my son and my other son, which is my cat. But we are depleted. He has nothing. Okay. My life has been sabotaged, which as a result, so has his. And, the karmics and the corruption has made sure to create all sorts of obstacles and stuff, so that I'm not on my A game, and to create hiccups and issues which trickled into the finances. Okay. So with that being said, I haven't been able to be as on my A game because I've learned how to be pretty darn prudent, because of all the hardships I've lived. I've learned how to live that way. Okay. But even I, as of late, due to all of this increased stuff, haven't been 100 on my A game. Okay. So now as a result, my son and my cat, I can go out. I told myself I was drinking when I was on my way here. I made myself a smoothie. Okay. With some moringa, bitch. Shit, help a bitch. I know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I know how to make the best of any situation. And I keep on keeping on. And I think this is what pisses them off, possibly even more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Because these are people who too proud to walk. You know what I'm saying? They too highfalutin. They can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't get up, walk to the stove. They got to ride in a Mercedes and, you know what I'm saying, to go 2 steps up, around. You know what I'm saying? Have an image, you know what I'm saying, to try to uphold. Okay, but we ain't that way collective. Y'all know that. And so I'm making the best, but on a more serious note, we can definitely, use you all's co-creation, financial gifts and support. You can click on one of the links in the description box that leads to one of the portals. You can do that. Okay. Um, I'm going to see if I can add my Cash App either to this video or to my homepage sometime today for those of you who might prefer to use Cash App. Okay. Um, yeah, because he's out. We don't have, and when I say we don't have, I mean we don't have. I'm not saying that we don't have, like, we got rice and canned goods. Y'all know how we do it. People claiming they ain't got no food, but they got beans and rice and, canned vegetables and, top ramen noodles, and they're just sick of the top, that type of thing. No, we're out. I have maybe some coffee pods, a little bit of sugar, some creamer, and the stuff to make my smoothies with. Okay. And we have water. Okay. And some frozen blueberries. And I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we're out. Okay, and more so he is. Okay, there's nothing. I can continue to drink shakes, which is good for my health anyway. Okay, because I want to be healthy, not just skinny. Okay, I woke up and realized I got skinny, and I didn't know that I got skinny because I haven't. That's how crazy shit has been for me. Okay, just being honest. Yes, I was on a weight reduction program, but I didn't know. I have been that distracted, that much, things and stresses. I didn't know I had gotten that skinny until I started putting on clothes and getting dressed and shit that normally fits certain ways. That start walking, looking like I'm wearing baggy clothes, you know. So I'm okay with that. I'm just trying to monitor it, and I'm okay with me just drinking some shakes until, my son's next income comes in, or until I can. Here it's hard for me to really get readings done for people and stuff like that. But see if I can do. I'm doing what I can do. But because of the nature of what's been going on, I have to be very selective. You know, these people are obviously trying to cause harm to my son and me. So I can't, what I'm saying, just be going up in somebody's house like I would in any other circumstances. Could I clean your house? Could I, I used to be like that. Even when I got to Texas, I did something for a lady that rents out property. And, you get off your ass, you do what you can do. And I did. But now I don't trust none of this shit. I don't know what they are. Okay. And I have to stay as healthy and as alive as I possibly can to make sure my son don't get in the hands of these frauds, of these sycophants. Okay. Um, let's see what else. Yeah. So do that. Okay. If you feel guided. Okay. Because that's me. I'm not interested in casting 1,000 spells and guilt tripping and blackmailing and bullying and bribing people to be kind and generous to me. Or my son, if you are feeling guided and you are in position to do so as quickly as possible, because they're waiting for me as I speak to figure out their meals. Even my cat is out of cat food. I done stretched it out. Poor old Cyrus. He's just like his brother. I tried to give him some of our human stuff that we had left last night. Yesterday we cooked what was left. And he was funny. He being funny about it. I'm like, oh, Cyrus, you gotta learn how to survive in the wilderness. um, so yes, that's what I wanted to say with this video as well. So if you see this video today and you can contribute financial gifts, we will be honored to accept. Okay, with honor, love, light, and respect. Those contributions, okay? And if any of you have happened to give anything, once again, here's your reminder. My accounts are compromised. I haven't received anything from anybody, okay? If any of you have put anything in PayPal, if you put anything on the GoFundMe or any such thing, I haven't, nor have my son. We haven't received anything. Otherwise, I would have acknowledged and made mention um, of those things to you all, okay? That's not how I am. I don't just suck up shit dry and don't acknowledge people's kindness, okay? So that's that. Let me go ahead and end this. Um, yeah, this is getting interesting. Well, it's been interesting, but this is really taking lots of little weirdy spins and turns, and it's going to be shocking, like what ends up leading to the big. There's going to be something small that leads to the real big shit that's been going on. Okay, but continue to be careful if this is you and your reading or your life in any way. If you're somebody in position of authority and leadership and you're non-corrupt, then again, these are things to be on the lookout for. The collectives, myself, my son, and other folks like us. Okay, people have it out for us because we're basically standing up for ourselves. These are people who bullied us, people who have done shit to us, and they're pissed because we've exposed it. These are people who end up suffering things. They're making terrible decisions in life, and it starts to trickle. And then they just feel entitled to keep finding us, following us around to figure out new and innovative ways to continue to steal. Okay, that's the simplified version of this. Okay, they're entitled gluttons. Okay, and they're making terrible decisions. They don't want to own up. They're too proud. Okay. They have it out for us because most of us don't want anything to do with people who have seriously abused us and violated us. And for our livelihood, for our life. Because you know what? Quietness only serves the abuser. So for our livelihood, we have spoken and we'll continue to. These are people who do not want to be held accountable to their behavior, their actions, or their secrets. These are people who are into human sacrifice. These are people who do sex rituals on the disabled and steal from disabled people. It's their secret life, it's their double life. Many of them are conservative by day. Okay? And they're pissed about it. So what they do, they make it their point to try to target folks like myself, to try to restrict all of our stuff, to force us into. I just looked up at a book, it says The Devil's Trials. Yeah, they're on trial now. They may not know it yet, but they are. And I think for some of you, they blame you for that. And it's don't worry about it. Maybe it had to happen this way. They just kept stealing, kept stealing, kept stealing. You all kept moving on and healing and rebuilding. Moving on, healing and rebuilding. Moving on, healing and rebuilding. Knowing full well that people are stealing from you, plotting, doing all sorts of shit. But you're an empress. You're what you are. Okay, there's something they can't do, which is why they invest in this type of corruption in the first place. And they're about to pay in ways they never thought. And it's going to start with the smallest thing that's going to be the domino effect to lead to their entire corrupt operations. Anyway, honor any support. I honor any support, financial generosity for my son and me. Go ahead and deposit that so I can go get my boys some foodie food.